Well, good afternoon, hello and welcome wherever you are watching across the Volleyverse. And it is a big hello and welcome to Coolangatta Beach in Australia for the Volleyball World Beach Pro Tour, the Gold Coast Futures event. We are at an important stage of the event. It is the men's quarterfinals. The winner of this match will go through to Sunday and a semi-final. Loser of this match will exit and take a fifth place. So lots at stake. First referee Peter Bowie takes the stand. It's going to be supported by number 2 ref Fong Nguyen. And it is the New Zealand-Canada matchup. The team from New Zealand, Sam O'Day and his partner Brad Fuller, up against the Canadian duo Jake MacNeil and Alexander Russell. Kiwis in the white, the Canadians in the blue. If you're wondering who is who in the Canadian outfit, Jake MacNeil at 183 centimetres. He's 27 centimetres shorter than Alex Russell at 210 centimetres, the big Canadian. 6'11" in the old school. So I am predicting that Alex Russell will be doing the majority journey to try and represent New Zealand, not just on the World Tour, but the Birmingham Commonwealth Games later this year. So lots at stake, lots to play for, World Tour points, the whole box and dice. But more importantly, a spot in the Final Four. And the pressure, though, from Sam O'Day at the net. Looking forward to that joust. 198 centimetre O'Day up against 210 centimetre Russell from Canada. Is this a prelude to maybe a Commonwealth Games medal match in Birmingham, Canada versus New Zealand? Of course, Sam O'Day, happy hunting ground here at Coolangatta in 2018, a bronze medalist at the Com Games that year with his brother Ben. But now it's a new partner by his side, and Brad Fuller, the 26-year-old. It's going to be a privilege to be bringing you all of the action from Coolangatta Beach. This is Russell serving. He'll come in and set up shop above the net. Well, that is an interesting joust above the net. The ball called in favour of Canada. Possibly a little net touch there from Sam O'Day. But look forward to plenty of clashes at a high level above the net between those two athletes. Early scoreboard. It's 2 points apiece. And that's a clever hit. Some Sam O'Day hitting it nice and high. Really good contact point. He knows he's going to have a massive block in front of him, but keeps the block really honest, not trying to pound the ball too sharp. Oh, it's back in play. The Kiwis. Oh, the Kiwis are flying here, but it's back into play. My goodness, what a rally. Canadian combination. They're going to get a swing. O'Day again. This is a ridiculous point of beach volleyball. Oh, my goodness. It's about the 7th time across the net. Canada, New Zealand. Oh, and Sam O'Day with a net touch. Jake MacNeil, though, his defense was extraordinarily good. What a remarkable point of beach volleyball. They will not be able to keep that pace going all game. That was breathtaking. The defensive work from both athletes in defense was great. Above the net, the big athletes fighting it out. But it is in favour of the Canadian combo. The Northern Hemisphere duo have the ball. Oh, and that is an absolute rip snorter from the baseline. Boys from Canada left of screen, they are serving now into a pretty strong breeze coming almost down the court. So that is the seam that you want to be serving into with a lot of topspin. Jake MacNeil doing a really nice job. Can't land 2 in a row, though. So the athletes are going to change ends. 3 points to 4. The New Zealand combination, Sam O'Day, the 31-year-old, and his partner Brad Fuller. They trail by 1, but surely this must be the favoured end of the beach now. Into this breeze coming straight into their faces. This is Brad Fuller back to the service line. Is he going to put some top spin on the ball? He sure is. And lands it. So there you go. That is the blueprint, ladies and gentlemen, of how to score some cheap points in this quarterfinal. Left of screen, the southern end of Coolangatta Beach. Don't overthrow your ball toss. Get behind it. Get some top spin on it. O'Day puts it there, but it's going to have to be a bump. Well, it was slow and languid from Alex Russell. Didn't have a lot of dynamism to it, but he didn't have to. He reached out, had a good look, just knuckled the ball away for a winner. So 5-4, first set action men's quarterfinal. A spot in the semis and the final four tomorrow for the winner. O'Day. Second ball attack, hits it with such authority. Point for point now, 5-5. This is Sam O'Day. Back to the service line. Line was the call, and he listened well. Alexander William Russell, the 28-year-old. His partner, Jake MacNeil. Jake's had some good results in 21. He's had a couple of fifths and some ninths on the World Tour, so he's got a little bit of experience at this level, so the moment won't faze him. Goodness me, Sam just easy as you like. It's not the easiest skill in the game to take that second ball and hit it as cleanly as Sam O'Day just did. He made that look really simple. Far from the case. Yeah, beautiful. And a little bit of a stare down too, perhaps. That's really interesting. Alex Russell profiting from some really good ball control. Jake MacNeil bump setting, taking it on his forearms, keeping it on their side of the net, not letting the wind take it over into the Kiwi blocking hands. And a little stare back from O'Day as well. So we're going to change ends 7 points apiece. So that just proves, I guess, the wisdom of changing points every 7, folks. It's meant to level out whatever the weather conditions are doing. And you'd have to say it's 7 points apiece, both teams. Handling the conditions really, really well. Combination from Canada. Now moving to the left of screen. The Kiwis have the ball. That's the northern end of Coolangatta Beach. And hope you're enjoying the Gold Coast Futures event. Sudden death beach volleyball on a Saturday afternoon. O'Day is massive. Line is the call. He seems to have a lot of time. Alex Russell, he got blocked the first time, kept his composure, listened to his partner. You love to see it. Even if you're 210 centimetres, you still need a little help from your friend. Russell doing a nice job. Tough jump serve into the breeze. There he is, but oh, I just can't get it back. Jake MacNeil reading it defensively pretty good. He moved early into that cross court, but couldn't quite get the stable body position that he wanted to pop that ball back to his partner. So point for point, 8-8. Neither team really being able to leap out to a lead at this stage. This is Alex Russell for Team Canada. He's going to go for that float jump serve. Oh, and asking questions, but just missing the sideline. Gosh, that dropped like a stone. If that tags the sideline, no one's digging that ball. But it just missed. So service errors for service errors. 9-9 scoreboard. Who's going to do something extravagant or unreal to get a lead in this match? That is pretty extravagant. Jake MacNeil just waiting for the call. I think he knew it was in, but he just wanted that confirmation from the lines judge and the referee, and he gets it for 10-9. All right, MacNeil back at the service line. Russell's at the net. This is good, strong position for them defensively, but they can't get the serve in. So 10-10, we're about to go to the technical timeout. Nothing between these teams. Canada, New Zealand. Well read, but he's overpassed it. Oh, what a shame. He did all the hard stuff really well, Brad Fuller, but he popped the defensive dig up. And for Alex Russell, well, that is just an easy put away. So we'll go into the break. Canada leading 11-10 over New Zealand. Well, wonderful scenes here at Centre Court, Coolangatta Beach in Australia for the Volleyball World Beach Pro Tour Gold Coast Futures event. These events have been added to the World Tour to give a pathway to some of the emerging and younger teams. We don't have the top 16 teams in the world. This is for the upcoming teams. And the volleyball has been absolutely sparkling here this weekend, and we've got a great one on our hands here. MacNeil and Russell from Canada leading only by one over O'Day and Fuller. This is the Kiwis in the white singlets. This is Brad Fuller just delicately placing the ball over the block, showing plenty of respect for the Alex Russell block, as you would. But he hasn't really been able to shut the Kiwis down that often above the net. This is O'Day, quite a blocking powerhouse himself. Ah, and a little error there. The ball getting a little bit out of the reach of Russell, and he puts it out on the cross court. So a little momentum change there. The Kiwis hit the lead with 12-11 and back-to-back points. O'Day looking for the taller athlete from Canada very deliberately with his serve. Let's see if he goes back down the line again with the top spin. Mixes it up and is absolutely made to pay the price. My goodness me. Jake MacNeil got a good pass. I think he half wanted to have a swing himself, but Alex Russell is teeing off on the flightless Kiwis on that occasion for a 12-all scoreboard. And there he is in the defensive line pocket as well. That's a nice dig. Oh, that is some craft. Absolute craft from the Canadian, Jake MacNeil. He broke pretty late down the line, but he just seemed to get there in a flash. His body position was excellent, and in the roll shot, first class. So they take the lead, 13-12 back. Oh, goodness me. Alexander William Russell levitating here above Coolangatta Beach. He hung in the air for a microsecond longer than physics demanded. Just shut that attack down beautifully. 14-12, a nice little run here. On the less effective end, he gets another touch. O'Day again. Oh, but it's that man again, Russell, having a little purple patch here on centre court in the men's quarterfinal. Something has sparked Alexander Russell, and he has been in command for the last 4 or 5 points, blocking and attacking the ball. MacNeil again from the service line. Breeze behind him, that's going to go well long. The adrenaline probably getting a little bit too much for him. So 13-15, but a nice little period for the Canadians. They're going to go up, get that breeze into their face. A 2-point buffer in the first set. As we've said, folks, if you're just joining us, this is a men's quarterfinal. Winner of this, they'll go through to the semi-finals and the final 4 and a shot at the medals. The loser will take 5th place. So we are getting to the sharp end of this tournament. This is going to be another 2-ball. It's going to come over, though. That's going to sit right on top of the net, though. Well, that is the breeze. And 6'11" conspiring against the Kiwis. The margin between a perfect set for Sam O'Day to tee off on and a ball just absolutely sitting up there for Alex Russell was very narrow, and he has devoured that one for 16-13. Oh, and an error too. So O'Day, a little bit of frustration. So rare to see him miss with that second ball, but again, the breeze is sending that one long. He's got to get on top of that ball really early, and he couldn't do it. So it's 17-13. Team Canada have jumped out to a very handy 4-point lead. Big thanks to Tourism and Events Queensland for all of their support for putting this event on. Part of the Volley Slam, we've had National Tour finals last weekend. We've had Australian Junior Beach Championships. We've got 25 courts up and down the length of this magnificent stretch of beach that is Coolangatta. Beautiful scenes. The weather's been kind for the last 24 hours or so anyway, so it's nice to see the sun shining. A little bit of a breeze, but you don't get to this level in the sport of beach volleyball if you can't play in deep sand with a bit of breeze, and these 4 athletes are showing the conditions are no impediment to some sparkling beach volleyball. The timeout from the Kiwis done and dusted. The scoreboard, though, in the favour of Jake MacNeil and Alexander Russell. They lead 17-13. And it has been the big man. I've got to say, Alex Russell has really taken the second half of this set by the scruff of the neck. They have a 4-point lead, and he goes back to the service line. Oh, do you mind? There is no way through the moment. The block of Russell. Jake MacNeil urging his partner on. He needs no encouragement. He's having a great set of volleyball. 18-13. The experience of Sam O'Day needs to step up now in this first set. Oh, that's a delightful arm swing, though. Wonderful swing from Brad Fuller, crushing that ball cross court. They needed that. 14-18, first set action. Kiwis have the ball. A little bit of work to do. Good scramble above the net. Oh, MacNeil can't take the pace off that ball. Sam O'Day, very good, but Brad Fuller's defense was first class. So they just chip away at this lead, 15-18. Closing it down to 3 now. Fuller's there again. Here's his opportunity. There'll be no block. What can the big man do? Oh, he hits high and hard off the block of O'Day. That's wonderful. 19-15, the Kiwis back in control. Oh, and he's landed it as well. My, oh my. That is just wonderful timing by Alex Russell. Just held his block off just a tiny bit longer and got a small touch, but a meaningful touch, and at the side change. They are in control of this first set. 20 points to 15. Now it is set point to the team from Canada, MacNeil and Russell. Second chance. O'Day picked up. Cheeky little dig over, but oh, and a massive net touch. My goodness. Alex Russell tearing the net down. So a little bit of fortune, perhaps. 16-20 though. Still a heap of set points on the board. Team Canada in control. One good action. And they're sitting down with a one set to love lead. And the turn down the line, absolutely perfect. So there it is. First set is run and done. Jake MacNeil, Alexander Russell win the first set, 21-16. And when we come back, the second set will be underway. Welcome back to Centre Court here at Coolangatta, the Gold Coast Futures event, part of the Volleyball World Beach Pro Tour. A quarterfinal underway in the men's. We've got a really fascinating battle. It is the Canadian combination, Jake MacNeil and his partner, Alexander Russell, up against the New Zealand combination, Sam O'Day and Brad Fuller. And it is a one set to love lead. The team from Canada winning that first one, 21-16 in pretty good fashion. It seemed like a really balanced combination. MacNeil's defense really solid, and Russell at the net has been just outstanding. It has to be said, Sam O'Day is such a presence at the net, but they've managed to sort of blunt his claws a little bit in this first set. So second set about to get underway. Must-win match. Winner goes through to the final four tomorrow. Loser takes fifth, and they are gone. And that's a handy way to start. Brad Fuller with the ace that hits the net and sort of snivels over. The semi-sincere apology. You don't want to overdo the apology if you do that to your opposition. You don't really care. That's an overpass. And that is going to be shut down. So how often do you see it? A team wins the first set and they come out in the second and the momentum has mysteriously swung against them. 2-0 is a solid start for Fuller and O'Day. Let's see if they can keep it going into the breeze. Fuller going for a little bit too much, slicing the ball down the line. And the breeze coming out of that far corner, that's going to get pushed even wider. So he can't land it. Just a little serve-receive pressure being brought to bear. I don't know if it was the serve or just not a great pass from the Kiwis, but there wasn't a lot they could do with the second ball. So the team from Canada, 1 set to love, 2-all in the second. That's a clever shot. Really delayed his shot, and the block of Russell was really on his way down as it went past him. O'Day back to the service line. 3-2. New Zealand by 1. Second set action. Oh, absolutely stooged him. You hate to see it. The breeze catching that ball, and Brad Fuller, you kind of lose it in the visor if you hadn't. He looked up all of a sudden. The ball was on him. You just end up looking a little bit foolish. The athletes hate that, but it's an easy point in the end to Canada. They have a 3-all scoreboard. Fans of New Zealand beach volleyball would have been saddened to see Sam's brother Ben just go down in another quarterfinal. So one of the Kiwi men's teams will finish 5th. So these lads playing not just for themselves now, the Kiwi boys playing as the flag bearers for their country. They want a team in that final four. Out is the call. What a shame. He'd done such a good job. Brad Fuller, the defense was excellent. But again, that sideline furthest away from camera is a hard one to hit when the breeze is coming out of the corner that it is. You're hitting with the wind. So you've got to get that extra bit of topspin to try and get that ball down. He couldn't do that. 4-all the scoreboard. This Commonwealth clash. And again, just the delay was pretty good. You see the blocker, Alex Russell, coming down. He'd made his big press over the net. In the end, he'd gone a little bit early. So nice off-speed from the Kiwis, 5-4. Line was the call. It was telegraphed by the Canadian duo, but the shot had enough class that it didn't really matter. So 5 points apiece. Men's quarterfinal. Final four spot up for grabs. Winner of this match will play for medals tomorrow. A chance for it to be the gold, silver, or will it be the bronze playoff? It's a long way in the future yet. Great defense, both teams. It's going to float up on the net, though. That is just absolutely fatal for the Kiwis. They'd worked so hard. Fuller's defense was excellent. MacNeil's defense was excellent. The two defensive guys doing some great stuff, but the overpass, how often have we seen it today with that breeze just sat up? Alex Russell is going to gobble that ball every time. He's devoured those. Ah, that's clever, though. Sam O'Day taking all the pace off the ball, going with his knuckles. It's only so much court that Jake MacNeil can cover. There's got to be a couple of winners out there, and Sam found a good one. O'Day and Fuller, 7-6 leading now over the Canadian combination. Oh, the opportunity was wasted. It's gone out, so that's a big moment. 8-6, they're going to change ends, arguably from the good end of the beach, down by 2, so that's really solid. Sam O'Day, Brad Fuller have grafted really well in this second set. To earn points with the wind at their back is not easy to do. You could see the effect of the overpass that the wind just blew it on. So controlling the ball with the wind behind you can be hard, but this gives them the opportunity, a 2-point lead on the good end, to really go after their serve if they want to. Oh, it's called in. Gosh, he gets such a high ball. All 210 centimetres of Alex Russell. And the higher you jack up the ball on a day like today, the more you're inviting the wind to then step in and take control away from you. But it sat up nicely and he hit deep into the corner. That was actually an intelligent swing at the end of it all from Russell. So he did really well. Fuller now swinging cross court. Nice little bit of variety there from the Kiwi boys. The back set, a run around play. 9 points to 7, so that 2-point lead. Kiwis need to keep that rolling. They need to win this set to get back into this match. Here's an opportunity for Russell, though. That is an angle of some quality. My goodness. I'm a bit speechless. The set from Jake MacNeil, he's flirting with danger to put it right on top of the net, but it just sat up so sweetly. Alex Russell was obligated to hit that cross-court angle. That set was so good. Oh, and then backs it up. And typical for the blocker, they're going to take all the credit for those last 2 points, but none of that happens without the great work from Jake MacNeil on the previous one. But it is just compelling watching Alex Russell having some really good moments here on centre court. Right, we were locked up at 9-all, but it is now back to the merest of leads. The Kiwis 10-9, O'Day and Fuller up against MacNeil and Russell. Hope you're enjoying the coverage wherever you're watching in the Volleyverse. My name is Jonathan Fogarty. What a privilege to be bringing you the action from my home beach here in Coolangatta. The Volleyball World Beach Pro Tour, the Gold Coast Futures, showcasing some of the emerging talent, the up-and-coming talent in the world of beach volleyball. Oh, Sam's having enough of that. I'm just going to hit a clean winner. How's the experience? The 31-year-old from New Zealand brings up an 11-9 scoreboard. We're going to go to the technical timeout after this point. Is it going to be a 3-point lead to the Kiwis or a 1-point lead? Thumbs up. A little bit of a delay. We had a ball come in from one of the outer courts, so we'll play that again. 2 thumbs up means a replay from the first referee, so good officiating from first referee Bowie. Oh, you just love to see that. 183-centimetre athlete from Canada. He'd seen his partner hitting away with some absolute power, and he thought, I want to be part of that. So 11-10, we go to the technical timeout. This time, New Zealand leading by 1. Well, welcome back to centre court here at Coolangatta Beach in Australia. We're on the eastern coast of Australia. If you don't know where Coolangatta is, it's part of the Gold Coast in the state of Queensland. We're at the very southern edge of Queensland, right on the border between Queensland and New South Wales. Big thank you to Tourism and Events Queensland for all their support. We've got a crackerjack quarterfinal in the men's MacNeil and Russell from Canada versus O'Day and Fuller from New Zealand. Oh, and an ace. Goodness gracious me. Alex Russell is having the time of his life. He is living his best life, as the kids say, out here on centre court right now. Hope the Canadian fans at home are cheering at their screens. He is playing some wonderful beach volleyball, both from the service line and at the net. Oh, can I get a good night? Jake MacNeil sitting back, taking all the credit again. Oh, no, what a view Jake MacNeil has at the moment. His boy Alexander Russell is just catching fire again at a really good time, as he did in the first set. Can't land it again. You just thought nothing was going to stop him on that occasion. But 12 points all. Nice comeback, though, from the Canadian combination, who took a 21-16 first set over the Kiwis. So the Kiwis now on the tightrope. They've got to win the second set to keep the match, let alone their tournament, alive. How is the variety from the Canadians? Russell, the big man, this time bumping the ball over his shoulder for a back set. MacNeil, clear vision and presence of mind to hit the winner. So it looks like Canada has started to find their top form again. Just as you say it, he drags the ball into the net. Don't you hate that? Blame the commentator. $13 points apiece. This was about the stage of the first set. If you missed it, folks, this was the point where Alex Russell really took a hold of the first set, about 13, 14 all. And he really left the Kiwis in his wake. Kiwis have got to ignore that scoreboard pressure of one set down. Here's their opportunity to take the lead. Oh, and he can't land it. That's a shame for Brad Fuller. He'd done the hard work, going for a really deep roll shot towards the baseline, but wasn't to be. Yes! Oh, it's a good swing. That's much better. Brad Fuller snapping that one down. Good technique. 14 all, so gosh. Interesting times. Kiwis with the wind in their faces. This will give Brad Fuller license to really swing on this jump serve. You'd imagine he'll go for a heavy topspin ball. Canadians control it well. My goodness. Jake MacNeil's setting, unheralded, just bumping the ball up, factoring in the breeze really well. And he puts it in the go zone nearly every time for Alex Russell. So often you see the taller athlete get a little bit lazy with their jump, a little bit lazy with their height, their natural advantages. They don't leap, they don't hit it at the top of their swing, but not this man. That's a good dig, but no, O'Day is successful ultimately with that second ball play. So 15 all, tense times. Sam O'Day going to serve and get into the net. Can't put the pressure on from the service line. 16-15. The tension ratchets up a little bit. Canada, New Zealand. This is Canada with the ball. That all-important number one next to their name. That one set already in the bag. Angle was the call. He still hit the winner. That's okay. 16 apiece. Oh, and that's a little bit of redemption for the Kiwis. How often did we see that in the first set, where the Kiwis put the ball up and it was swatted down by the big blocker? But on this occasion, it's Sam O'Day for New Zealand getting the lead back 17-16 on the overpass. That would have felt pretty sweet for Sam, but Brad can't back it up with the service pressure. So 17 all. Goodness me, this is on a knife's edge. One spot in the Final Four available for one of these teams. Nothing left on the table. Everything to play for. That's a good swing. Fuller off the net, 18-17. They take that 1 point lead. Team Canada come down to the southern end of the beach. Enjoying the breeze in their face, I would imagine. A couple of big points of volleyball coming up. Hope you're enjoying the coverage over there in New Zealand. To our Trans-Tasman cousins, we salute you. Thank you for sending over the cream of New Zealand beach volleyball. We love seeing the guys and gals over here. It's always a delight. And the Canadians, well, they are our Commonwealth cousins and always very welcome down under, and they always do such a great job. Oh, my goodness. That is such a hittable ball. Jake MacNeil, he's like a photocopier. He just keeps putting up the same thing, ball after ball after ball. Alex Russell he's put his shots away. He does not need to hit a shot because he can tee off on everything he's getting at the moment from Jake MacNeil. 8 in all, breeze in his face. Pressure from the serve. This is going to be a challenge for O'Day, and the challenge he accepts with alacrity. 19-18. Under intense pressure there, Sam O'Day. And he looks as calm and composed as if it was the first ball of the tournament. So they take a 1 point lead. 19-18. New Zealand up by 1. Pressure back on Canada. They go back to the big man again. He does go for the roll shot. What a pickup. My goodness, it's not going to go back into play, though. And just a little moment of self-doubt, perhaps. Alex Russell does go for a shot. And the Kiwis, a hard-earned 2018 scoreboard timeout called by Team Canada because it is New Zealand with 2 set points and a chance to take this match to 3. Well, look at these wonderful scenes here at Coolangatta Beach in Australia. Hope you're tuned in Canada. If you're in Ontario or Edinburgh or Toronto, Quebec, I hope you're cheering for your boys. They can hear you. They won the first set 21-16, but it's the team from New Zealand who have leapt out to a 2 point lead and, more importantly, 2 set points on the board for Sam O'Day and Brad Fuller, this Kiwi combination. Dare I say, the last remaining Kiwi team in the draw in the men's side, trying to find a spot in the final 4. So set point number 1 for Fuller and O'Day. This is Fuller at the service line. They go back to the big man. No roll shot this time. Backs himself. Alex Russell, they called a timeout. They came out strong. He was still a fair way off the net, but hit the ball high and hard into the breeze. So 19-20. It's a big moment. It is set point number 2 for the Kiwis. What can MacNeil do from the service line? Bit of pressure on this ball. Set point. Scramble. Oh, but he's done it again. Alexander William Russell. 210 centimetres of Canadian bacon, just shutting that down. Saving 2 set points, and now it is the Kiwis that are under pressure. And they call the timeout. Well, I don't have a dog in this fight, but I'm on the edge of my seat. I can't imagine how they're going over there at Mount Maunganui or Auckland or Christchurch or Wellington. I hope you're cheering for your boys. They are in a tussle. Let us know in the comments if you are watching, if you're enjoying the coverage. Always love a bit of feedback, advice. The lads are putting on a performance wherever they're from. First set, 21-16 to Jake MacNeil and Alexander Russell. The Canadians leading the match 1 set to love, but in a really spirited, a really gutsy fight back. Sam O'Day and Brad Fuller held 2 set points here in the second set, but MacNeil and Russell closed the door and is locked up at 20 points apiece. And folks, if you're not an aficionado of beach volleyball, what that means is 21 points is no longer enough to win this set or indeed the match. You have to win the set by 2 points. So we're going to keep going until one team has a 2 point margin now. It is 20 points all, 1 set to love. Canada with the ball. MacNeil at the service line. Oh, The Great Wall of Canada is up. Alex Russell. His timing was nanosecond perfect. He has shut down Sam O'Day. And Team Canada, from 2 set points down, have 1 match point. Oh, do you mind? Jake MacNeil. Give me the insincere apology to the Kiwis, please, because you have won. There it is. What a quality gesture. Oh, Sam O'Day, Brad Fuller can just nod their heads and a wry grin because they've been beaten. And that last match point does not in any way encapsulate the performance of the Canadians, who have come out and played a remarkable game of beach volleyball. 21-16, 22-20. It is the Canadians, Jake MacNeil, Alexander Russell, who will go through to a quarterfinal.